Hi guys, today we are headed to JFK Airport for our flight JFK to Paris and then Paris going to Croatia, Zagreb. We'll take you along for our journey over there to check out, what restrictions are going on right now, how the airports look, the flight, and you guys can see what's going on. Hi, this is my chauffeur. Well, my companion for my road trip to the airport, my chauffeur, and my husband who's coming with me. So Delta typically runs out of two terminals at JFK Airport, Terminal 2 and Terminal 4. Because of the COVID situation, there's a lot less flights going out, so all the flights are leaving right now out of Terminal 4. So what they did was they have two check-in rows. One check-in row, which is check-in row 1, is for domestic travel only. Check-in row 2 for international travel only. They also have curbside check-in, but they would only allow you to do that for domestic right now. With check-in row 2, the line was pretty long, so make sure you get here at least your 3 hours prior, if not sooner, because right now they're checking everybody that they have, your COVID test or your vaccine, whatever you need. Of course, check the current rules for when you are traveling. If you're going to Croatia, check on the MUP website, which is the MUP website. Right now they're letting you in if you have a vaccine at least 2 weeks before you left, or if you have a negative COVID test, or if you've had COVID in the last 6 months with a positive test. So we did check in with our vaccine, and of course the gate agent, because they have too many places that they have to remember, he had to really scroll through and figure out that we were able to travel. If you're a U.S. citizen, you need to have a prepaid hotel reservation, unless you own a house over there, or if you're traveling with somebody who is a citizen of Croatia. So for any of my family members who usually they do have Croatian citizens, you can travel with a Croatian citizen without a prepaid hotel reservation. If you're just an American traveling to Croatia, make sure you have your prepaid hotel reservations to show them, as well as your vaccine or as well as your COVID test within 48 hours. So we just got through security. Thank goodness for TSA pre-check. Highly recommend if you have some time to get global entry. It's only $15 more than pre-check, and it includes pre-check in the cost. You do need to go to JFK Airport or whichever airport to have an interview doing that. Now we're gonna try to get into the lounge to have some drinks and food if they let us in, if it's not full.
Thank you.
You can see here some of the food that they include in the lounge. Some fruit, cookies, chips, granola bars. Usually they have hot food, but on this day they didn't. You have a dining seating area, and then you of course have lounge seating that you can hang out at as well. Walking through here, we're going to go past the coffee machine, tea, and some drinks. Oh, this world map is so cool. It has a pin for each person who visits. They can add their pin of where they're from. They include a departure board, which is so much easier to pay attention to what time your flight is leaving and boarding. And you can see here the coffee machine and all the various different types of tea that they have. They also have self-serve alcohol, which has wine, beer, even liquor, and you can just go up and serve yourself. Just finished up at Wingtips Lounge. We had a few beers, some snacks. They have bathrooms in there, nice chairs. We were in there about an hour, and now we are headed over to our gate. To get into these lounges, we use Priority Pass, which comes free with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. I believe Amex Platinum also has it. And then we get into lounges all over the world. And even though the credit cards have a high fee, it kind of comes out to, it works out for us, because otherwise we'd be spending money in all these airports for food and drinks. A lot of these stores and restaurants are actually still closed, which I'm surprised about. But I guess they still don't have as many people flying as usual right now. And we made it gate B37, Terminal 4, JFK. I don't know how we ended up on the almost last option. Busy line, busy. They're checking everybody's documentation to make sure they can get in again into Paris or wherever their final destination is. So just quite a zoo compared to last year. And the other problem is that every single country that people are going to has its own rules. So they have to know and check every single person's rules. Here we go, on our way on the concourse boarding. This flight is packed, but we're on our way. So Paris airport was absolutely insane, not even a minute to film anything while we were in there. Security ended up taking a really long time. They kept pulling a lot of bags for random inspection, and while they were doing that, we only had an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes between when we landed and when we got to the last plane. As well as that they had some kind of construction going on, so a lot of the planes weren't actually pulling into the terminal. We had to take buses. So from the first plane, take a bus to the terminal, walk through the terminal, go through security, and then take a bus to the second plane. It took forever. Zagreb, we had to go to passport control and immigration, which took forever, and you're not allowed to film once you're in there because of security reasons. I think I snapped one quick picture I might be able to insert here. But they were really being meticulous as they were checking everybody's paperwork, because everybody has different types of PCR tests or an antigen test. Some people have a vaccine. We had the vaccine card, so it made it really easy when we got through. But the people with the test, it seemed to be taking a while. Also a little bit easier because my husband's an EU citizen, so you're allowed in without even a hotel reservation as a spouse of an EU citizen. So I didn't even have to worry about that. So for us, it was very simple, but I saw for a lot of people, it was taking quite a while. Our taxi took us from the Zagreb airport to the traject, which you have to take the first ferry to go over into the islands, which is going to cross over into Sres. So right now we are here in Croatia, just waiting on our ferry, but we have a nice view. I'll show you. What a view to arrive to when you get to Croatia, huh? And the ferry we're waiting on, we should be waiting about half an hour, but if these cars keep filling in, then hopefully we'll leave sooner. After a beautiful ride on the taxi shuttle boat, we made it here to Ilovik, and we're ready to enjoy the summer here. Hope you guys enjoyed following along. If you don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe to this channel, it would really help me out. Thanks!